I'm here to teach you how to actually increase your income, because the truth is, most of what we were taught about money was designed to keep us stuck. From childhood, we hear the same script. Go to school, get good grades, find a stable job, climb a ladder someone else controls, save a little, invest a tiny bit, and hopefully enjoy life after you're too old to live it. But look around. Millions of people followed that formula perfectly, and still can't keep up with rent, groceries, or basic living. The cost of everything is rising, and wages aren't. And the only solution isn't to save harder. It's to earn more. To create income instead of waiting for raises that barely cover inflation. Becoming financially strong at a young age is absolutely possible. I spent years studying money, building skills, and fixing my mindset. And now I can show you how to do the same. This is how you enter your rich man era. Make more money, have your money work while you sleep, think like an owner instead of a worker, and build the mindset of someone who creates wealth instead of waiting for it. Most of us were taught outdated and incomplete ideas about money. School never explained how money moves, how wealth is built, or how mindset shapes your income. We weren't taught how assets create freedom or how to stop thinking like someone who's only trying to survive. So let's compare two mindsets, the broke mindset and the wealthy mindset. The broke mindset thinks, I should stop going out. I should cut everything. Saving is the only way to survive. If I stop buying coffee or anything fun, maybe I'll save $30 a month. I can't afford healthy food. I'll just eat cheap junk. I'll work overtime every weekend, maybe even a second job, and hopefully save a couple thousand by next year. This mindset destroys you financially for several reasons. Saving only is a trap. Money sitting in a basic savings account loses value because of inflation. The rich don't let money sit still. They put it into assets that grow. Cutting everything doesn't make you disciplined. It programs you to believe that money is always scarce. You constantly reinforce the idea that there's never enough. You live in fear of money, and fear blocks wealth. Skipping the gym, eating poorly, and restricting yourself kills your energy. And low energy equals low earning potential. High-performance income comes from a strong body and mind. Working more hours for someone else only caps your income further. Your time becomes your ceiling. You burn out for a paycheck that barely moves. And saving up for luxuries too early, like designer items, is financial suicide. If you spend $2,000, you're not just losing $2,000. You're losing what that money could have grown into over the next decade. Now compare that to the wealthy mindset. This version of you thinks completely differently. My priority is becoming stronger mentally, physically, and financially. Whatever I spend returns to me because I spend on things that elevate me. I invest my extra money. I don't let it rot in a savings account. I'd rather invest in skills, books, and tools that help me earn more. I study high-income skills so I can charge more and work less. I build income streams that make money even when I'm not working. The wealthy mindset wins because it diversifies income. The average millionaire has multiple income streams. The average man has one. He understands inflation. He moves money into investments, index funds, or opportunities that grow. He invests in skills before luxuries. Courses, books, mentors, and tools come before material status items. And he knows luxury is for people who don't have to think about the price. If you have to plan for months just to afford something, you can't afford it. A simple rule: never buy anything unless you could comfortably buy 3 of them. Now let's talk income and investing, because this is where everything changes. If a man in his early 20s invests consistently, even small amounts, the power of compounding can eventually make him a millionaire. But reaching financial freedom earlier requires something else entirely: increasing your income. Saving alone won't do it. Investing tiny amounts won't do it. You must earn more. One way is to build a passive or leveraged income stream. Choose something simple: an online course, digital products, a faceless YouTube channel, e-commerce, flipping items, digital artwork, automation services, high-income freelance skills, or affiliate marketing. Pick one thing you can build once and earn from repeatedly. Another way is to build a business. A business is far more tax efficient than a job. When you earn through a job, taxes take a huge cut. When you earn through a business, expenses reduce your taxable income, you pay taxes only on profit, and you can reinvest to grow. You don't need employees at the start, just a skill, a laptop, and consistency. You can also invest in ETFs and stocks. ETFs are baskets of companies, which means you're spreading your investment across hundreds of businesses instead of placing all your risk on one. You can learn everything you need in a weekend. It's easier than it sounds. Real estate becomes powerful when you're ready. Your personal home is not an asset. It takes money out of your pocket. A rental property is an asset because someone else pays the mortgage and you earn monthly profit. And eventually, your financial life should include multiple income streams, one active, one or two semi-passive, and a few investing streams. That combination is how men build true financial independence. When money starts tightening up, the reaction most people have is to grind harder at their jobs, work overtime, pick up extra shifts, or even grab a second job. It feels logical, but it's actually the slowest path to financial growth. Because when your income depends entirely on you trading your time, you are capped permanently. The moment you get sick, need a break, or simply can't handle the workload anymore, the money stops. And in the long run, taxes eat a massive chunk of it anyway. So yes, keep your job if you need it right now, but understand it can't be the end game. Use your extra hours to learn how to make money online, how to build income streams that work even when you're not, and how to create leverage instead of relying on hours. And then there's the mindset around buying luxury. People dream about saving up to purchase their first expensive item, thinking it's some milestone of success. But if you need to save slowly for a year to buy it, that isn't wealth. That's a liability. The real cost isn't just the price tag, it's the money you lose by not investing that amount early. A few thousand invested now could grow into tens of thousands later. That's the difference between putting money into something that drains you and putting money into something that grows for you. If you can't buy something multiple times, you're not ready for it. That principle alone can save you from years of regret. Now compare this with the mindset of someone focused on wealth. Instead of stressing about cutting tiny expenses, the focus goes toward earning more, so their lifestyle is financed through abundance, not restriction. Money that isn't needed for essentials gets moved into investments, into accounts that grow, into opportunities that expand income instead of shrinking life. Even when things feel tight, the priority becomes reinvesting in skills, business tools, education, and long-term assets. Money spent on growth isn't wasted. It's multiplied later. A wealth-focused mindset sees every pound, dollar, or euro not as something to hoard, but as something that can be put to work. When income dips, the response isn't panic, it's strategy. Whether that means learning high-income skills online, increasing rates, creating another stream of income, or restructuring how time is spent, the goal is always expansion, not contraction. People with this mindset understand that the average wealthy person has multiple income streams, not just one. You cannot rely on a single paycheck and expect financial freedom. You create revenue in different ways, some active, some passive, until eventually your money is working harder than you are. And when you understand this, you stop obsessing over saving spare coins and start focusing on increasing your earning potential. Let's break down how you actually create new income streams, especially passive ones, even if you're starting with limited time or money. First, learn something you can teach. Build a digital product, a short course, a guide, anything that provides value in an area you know well. Once it's built, it can sell repeatedly with no additional work. Next, consider e-commerce or service-based businesses that can eventually be automated or delegated. You can also create digital downloads, templates, artwork, planners, or design files that people pay a small amount for. These require very little maintenance once uploaded. If you're extremely busy and can't commit to heavy building right away, there are still ways to generate small amounts of income passively through apps, microservices, or simple systems. They won't make you rich, but they give you something to invest, which is what truly compounds over time. And that's the point, to start early, even small, because compound interest only works for those who begin. If you're willing to put in more work, Businesses like e-commerce, vending, ATMs, automated YouTube channels, digital products, and rental assets create powerful long-term income. The secret is to create things once that pay you repeatedly instead of always trading time for money. Investing is another core skill that cannot be avoided if you want real freedom. If you consistently put money into index funds, ETFs, or diversified stock portfolios starting in your early 20s, even small amounts, you give your future self a massive advantage. The earlier you invest, the more compound interest multiplies your money without you lifting a finger years later. Beyond investing in stocks, running a business has massive tax advantages. When you earn a salary from a job, nearly everything gets taxed. When you run a business, a large percentage of your earnings can be written off legally as expenses. That means more money stays in your pocket and more money can be reinvested. And the best part, a business can grow beyond your personal capacity. You can hire help, delegate tasks, and eventually step away while it continues generating revenue. Real estate is another key piece, but most people misunderstand it. The home you live in is not an asset because it takes money out of your pocket every month. Renovations, repairs, taxes, and mortgage payments make it a liability. A real asset is a property that pays you, something you rent out, something that brings in cash flow every month. This is how property becomes powerful. Every payment from tenants covers the mortgage and leaves you with profit, plus long-term growth. You can take it further by renting out individual rooms instead of the entire property, increasing income dramatically. When done right, these types of properties can produce multiple streams of revenue from a single building. Beyond that, your goal is to diversify. Have money coming from many places: your job, side business, investments, digital products, real estate, anything that adds another layer to your financial foundation. The more streams you build, the safer you become. Even if one slows down, the others keep moving. Of course, every path has challenges. Building a business takes time, effort, and sacrifice. Investing requires patience. Creating passive income takes initial work. But difficulty is not a reason to avoid it. It's a signal that growth is on the other side. When you understand that every route has a downside, you simply choose the one that leads to freedom rather than the one that leaves you stuck. A regular job gives stability, but caps income. A business gives potential, but demands work. Both have trade-offs, so choose the trade-off that leads to the life you actually want.